What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm N55 David, and today we're going to be talking about doing the xHP Flashtool, so the trans flash, on my BMW F30 335. Alright guys, this is my BMW F30. It's a 2015 335i xDrive 8-speed ZF transmission. And I've done this video once before, and I'll be honest, it was terrible. Absolutely awful. I was just learning how to do music and really kind of edit stuff together. I'm still not really good at it, but I was very bad at this then. And honestly, the video did not come out very well. So we're gonna redo this. So here we go. All right guys, we are in the car now. We're gonna use my phone. And in this particular case, there's a little adapter to go to USB-C, because I have an Android phone, to this neat little cable that you plug into your OBD port. And that's what you do to tune the car. So here, let me pull this up. Your xHP Flashtool app. Kind of see it's already connected, sort of. Pulls your VIN, car, hit connect. You select trans, and I have the 8-speed. It'll pull everything up. Once it loads and connects, it'll give you all your options, and there's a ton of options that you have to play with here. So let's see here. There you go. I got my license, I got my map pack, so I've already paid for that. If you haven't, you will have to pay for it. This is not a free tool. And yeah, there's 2 fees if you want to do it right. So down here, see the little button? I'm gonna hit that. Flash, diagnostics, and settings. We're not gonna flash yet, so you want to go settings. And this is going to pull up all the different options. You got launch control stuff and stuff with the shift maps, max RPM, throttle blips, gear displays, torque limits, all that stuff. So real quick, torque limits, you don't really want to mess with that unless you are doing something specific, a super high horsepower car, like big turbo, bunch of stuff like that. Gear display, I was already getting the gear display because I have the, the sport trans and all the different options already with the M Sport car. But it was nice to have in certain modes. It would just show that you were in drive. So it wouldn't show your gear unless you hit the manually shift or go into sport mode or something. So I wanted this on because I just wanted it. So it's nice to have. The throttle blips are really cool. So if you are in like sport especially, and it goes to downshift, it'll throttle blip, so it'll bump the RPM to rev match as you downshift, and it's really cool. It's kind of a cool kind of sound. It's fun, just put it that way. Take off is second gear standard. If you got a 2-wheel drive car, you don't get an all-wheel drive car, that might make sense on a high horsepower car with traction issues or just launching issues in general. There's a lot of guys out there that are running that for no reason, absolutely no reason. Guys are like, well, yeah, I'm putting a lot of stress in my first gear. Yeah, whatever. So if you have that enabled and you don't need it enabled, you're dumb. Okay? That's about it. Like max RPM stuff here. This is your wide open throttle shift points if you're not floored. So I know a lot of you guys know, or don't maybe not have realized this, but your accelerator pedal down here, your throttle pedal, you push it all the way down and then you can push it again. There's like a button almost that you can press. So if you push it all the way down and don't engage that button, these shift points it'll shift at whatever you set here. But if you press it, it'll shift all the way at like 7, which if anybody knows on these cars, it's complete waste. Like I'm done at like 6, 6100. Anything above that, my boost just falls off. It's not worth it. So I really wish we could edit that to where if you have the pedal all the way down, it will automatically shift it wherever you tell it. I'd love that. But like if you're racing or messing around and you accidentally go past that all the way point and then engage that button, it won't shift where you tell it. It'll shift all the way up at like 69, 7000, and it, so you got to manually shift it. It's very, very frustrating. So hopefully that's something that gets changed later. One of the most important thing is the custom launch control, especially in an all-wheel drive car. It basically tells you what it does and what it works, or how it works. The default settings here are 0% on both. I just kind of upped it somewhere in the middle, hoping that it would help my launch some, and it has. I really need to spend time playing with this, but it's very difficult to find the time and the space to do it. Plus I don't like launching my car over and over and over again. It's not fun. So you definitely want to set that. You want to bump it up. You got an all-wheel drive car, don't leave it at 0 because you're missing out. At least go to 10 or 15% on both. So all you're going to do, basically, once you have everything set where you want it to, turn the car on. So if you flashed your car with boot mode or MHD or something like that, you're going to be familiar with this process. Make sure your lights are off. Make sure the AC or heater, your radio, make sure that's all off. They've really improved how fast these things flash. So you don't necessarily need to put your seatbelt on anymore, but you really should. And these guys will actually tell you want to be in airplane mode. I think that if something happens while you're mid-flash that interrupts the program, you could really do some bad stuff. So be conscious of that. So here we go. If you go into diagnostics, you can read the fault codes, or read the adaptation values. We really don't care about that. I don't have any codes, so we're good. But the flash, big flash, and you're going to get multiple options: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, 4, stock, flash settings, so on. If you click on whatever it is, whichever one, it'll give you an explanation. I'm doing stage 3. Gives you, removed third and sixth gear torque limit, line pressure increases, recalibrated shift points. It does a lot of stuff. That changes, especially if you got a 2012, 2013 car. It changes a lot of stuff around. So it's really, really impressive on the earlier cars. So anyways, we want to flash to stage 3. Do you want to apply your settings? Yes, we do. Latest. And basically, here it tells you Wi-Fi only, activate, airplane mode, keep seatbelt fastened, don't turn the ignition off, and just make sure everything's off. You don't want anything on. You don't want to drain your battery. Draining your battery would be bad. Previously, for a lot of these flashes for anything, it could take minutes. I think some of the early ECU tuning stuff would be 10, 15, 20 minutes. Okay, so you're about to flash your car. It says it'll take about 2 minutes, and you can hit OK or abort. So we're going to hit OK. It's double checks, it tells you to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to, and then you hit OK, and then it's gonna start the flash process here. But like I was saying early on, these flashes would take an extreme amount of time. So there you go, ding. You're gonna get all kinds of malfunctions, a lot of stuff. Oh, look at my radar detector there. But there you go, it's flashing, gives you a percentage, gives you a time. Anyways, the early flashes would take a really long time, and you really needed to hook your battery up to a a charger, a trickle charger, a battery tender, something, because you did not want your battery to drop below a certain voltage. You can see mine's at 12.4 sitting here at idle with all this stuff draining it. So you don't really want to push your luck when it comes to something like this. All the new flashes, even if you're doing a flash for the first time and unlocking your DME and the ECU, it's only minutes. It's nothing like it was before. As you can see, we are done. It's going to finalize. Basically what it's going to do at this point is it's going to clear all the malfunctions and kind of reset everything. Ding, ding. This stuff's gonna kind of ding maybe 1 or 2 more times. Maybe it won't. I don't remember what it does now. And it's gonna clear it. It'll shut the car off and turn it back on and start it. And that's pretty much it. So it should take just another couple of seconds. There we go. Flash completed. Exit out. So button. Now you really don't need to wait very long. I give it a couple of extra seconds here, and you'll be able to hear it. You can hear all the ECUs and the different little motors in different places kind of powering down, and we want to make sure that everything's powered down, everything's good to reset. You can wait if you want. See how like my park light's still up there? I can wait for that to go off like that. You don't need to. I like to, just to be safe. Start up. Everything's cleared. We're good to go. So, let's see, my driveway's kind of long here. Anyways, if you have the car in Eco or Comfort and you don't have it in the Sport setting, meaning you don't have the transmission to the left like I do right now, so put it back over, and like you're in Comfort mode, the car shifts super smooth. It's really nice. There's no jerkiness, and it's not harsh at all. It's really nice. It's comfortable. So if you're just cruising along, like Comfort or Eco is fantastic. It's not bad at all. One thing that I do want to point out is if you have it in like sport mode, and you have the trans and the regular, just normal drive mode, the shifts can be a little harsh. It's not, I don't know, it just depends. There's certain times where you'll drive and it feels fine. There's other times where your car will get a little jerky. You know, I know it's intended, but you know, if you're one of those BMW guys that really have hard times with, you know, the car not being a luxury car all the time, that's probably not for you. So basically, if I'm in sport mode, I'm usually in the, I got the shifter to the left and I got it in the sport setting for the trans. It's so much better. It shifts hard and fast. but it's not necessarily jerky. You really have to be in a really weird throttle position, RPM thing to make it jerky. So I like it. The only thing that I don't like is if it is cold, the transmission's cold, like on a really cold day, it can be a little jerky sometimes, but overall it's really not bad. And I can tell you, when you're on the throttle and you're shifting, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, the car shifts absolutely amazing. It's great. Let me roll these windows up here with all the wind noise. So it's kind of hard holding this camera. I'm not using the GoPro, so I'll put it back into non-sport mode on the trans. So I'm doing this so I can just kind of manually downshift with my left hand when I'm driving, and then I know it'll upshift again for me. It won't stay in manual mode, but you can see how quick and easy these shifts are. Down, 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 down. Well, it's great. And then just a second, it's gonna all right, sorry about that. I accidentally turned the camera off. I didn't even notice. So anyways, here we are back driving still, and got the car back into sport mode. Trans is in sport mode, so you guys can get an idea of what it's like. It is really, really nice. Yeah, car shifts super quick, and it's pretty seamless. It is kind of, I don't want to call it harsh, but they shift pretty good. It shifts pretty hard and quick. You know, so if you're in sport mode and you're in the throttle, you don't have to be full throttle, but if you're in it pretty hard, it's pretty cool. Downshifts are amazing, especially with the throttle blip on. It's just really, really, really cool. And I was running the trans flash from boot mode, the free flash that would come with the software, and it made a huge difference. Like it knocked off a tenth, or like a tenth and a half or something in the quarter mile, because it got rid of the torque limiters in third and sixth. And you guys, you don't realize how important that is on the ZF8 speeds. You got to get rid of those torque limiters. It is a big, big deal. And this just kind of enhanced everything. Honestly, I don't know if it's quicker because I don't have any way of testing before and after, but it was a big difference. Just in the way it feels, it's so much more fun to drive. It's more exciting. It's really, really, really cool. So now that the car's kind of warmed up here, so you guys can hear the exhaust and hear it shift, let's get these windows down. And here we go. We'll do the same thing again with the windows up without the road noise, so you can get an idea of what it's like inside the car. If you're wondering, this car has a catless downpipe, and I got a Valvetronic Axleback exhaust on it. So it's loud, but it's not super loud. There's a lot of BMWs out there that's way louder. I like it because it's still relatively quiet in the car when you're cruising, especially in eco or comfort. I like the way I have it set up. It's because it's a Valvetronic exhaust. I have it set to open basically through my boot mode software. In Sport Plus, that valve will be open pretty much the entire time, and when it's in Comfort or Eco, it's closed unless the computer is telling it needs it to open based on, you know, speed, RPM, throttle, that sort of thing. So slow down a little bit. This guy here is going pretty slow. It's a 55 and he's doing like 40. So, all right, here we go. In the car, windows up. So that's the car. And I think that's about it. There's traffic, and I don't want to be stupid. So if you have any questions or any comments, feel free to let me know. Again, I'm super happy with the xHP transmission flash for the ZF 8-speed and the F30 here. It absolutely recommended by anybody that's used it. I don't really know anybody who has had complaints, and well, you know, I take that back. There's been a few guys that's complained, and guys, you probably, if you're complaining about this, you should not be doing anything like this to your car. Just keep your stock car, go buy a Honda Accord or a Camry or whatever, and just drive it. Just drive an Audi, get an A4, because you don't belong in a car that you're going to do any kind of modification to. Okay? Alright guys, if you like the video, I would appreciate it if you guys could give me a thumbs up. It greatly helps the channel. And please subscribe, and look forward to seeing you guys comments and whatever later, and we'll have new vids coming out soon. Thanks guys.